Today on The Grid, our topic is how to overcome the fear of getting your work out into the world with our special guest, Skyping in from the West Coast, Mark Silber. But here in the studio, sitting in for the gallivanting Kuna is the one, the only, Vanelli. Oh, yeah. Well, also, we're kicking things off today with a few holiday gift ideas. We're giving away a copy of my brand new book. We've got other cool giveaways, and it all starts in 21.3 seconds. Let's go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the tripod alternative that is changing the world. Everybody has a Platypod. You should too. Go to platypod.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to The Grid. Look who's here. It's Vanelli. Holy cow. In person, is it really? By the way, this is the most solid man in the world. Every time you see him, you go, hey, V, and it's like hitting a wall. The most solid person ever in the history of people. Welcome to the show, V.
Hey, Scott, always a pleasure being here.
Good to see you, buddy. And also hanging on from the West Coast. West Coast. It's Mark Silber, the blues man. The blues man. Mark, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Boy, ever since you and I put together our new Blues Brothers, my life has just completely changed. I can't walk down the street anymore.
I know. People see you, they go, hey, there's that blues guy.
That's the blues man.
We're the blues man. We're not the Blues Brothers because we can't. That's kind of been done. But anyway, Mark's here. Mark is the author of an incredible book that we're going to be talking about. But it's called Create. I've got 2 copies of it. I have the original and then the newest updated one. There it is, Create. Look, He's tagged it with little Post-it notes.
Tags here. We're going to talk about it.
And Mark is a photographer and an author and a Renaissance man. There he is, a Renaissance man. And there's his book. And so no, he just met Vanelli for the first time. So his life will never be the same. But Mark, I want to ask you an important question before we go on any further, because there's a mistake that you could have made, not knowing you could have done this thing. Did Vanelli ask for your phone number?
He did not. Is that a good
Mark,
thing? Or?
I'm telling you, you're going to want to give it to him. And here's what's going to happen, Mark. I'm going to tell you how it's going to mess up your life.
Here you go.
Okay.
8 or 9 months from now, when you're off living your life and living in Carmel and doing
Tahiti or something.
all that stuff that you do, right? Your phone's going to ring at like 4:15 in the morning, and you're going to think it's an emergency. And you're like, oh, my God, who's calling me at 4:15 in the morning? And you're going to go, hello? And he's going to go,
one time.
He's going to go, hey, Mark, it's me. And you're going to go, who is this? And you're going to go, it's Vanelli. And you're going to go, Vanelli? Yeah. Remember I met you on The Grid? And you're going to go, is everything okay? And he's like, yeah, what's
just
up?
Checking in.
Yeah,
Right?
he's just checking in. And this will happen at the weirdest times for the rest of your life.
I'm glad
It's
you
only
told
been
me.
You ask anybody that knows Vanelli, this has happened. All right, so Mark, we're gonna kick this show off with some holiday gift ideas.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start off with Vanelli. Get yours ready. I've got some.
I'm ready.
And then we got a lot of stuff going on today. We got a lot of prizes today. Let me go over.
I've got a free gift for everybody too, by the way.
Ooh, nice. All right.
Yeah.
So here are our prizes on today's show, and then we'll get to Mark's freebie. We are giving away a Platypod Ultra, which we have somewhere here. We are giving away a copy of my book, The Travel Photography Book. We are giving away a copy of my brand new book called Light It, Shoot It, Retouch It. It's brand new. It's so new that it's only out in Kindle. It's being printed in South Korea, where all books are printed anymore. The printed book won't be here till February, but you can get the Kindle right now, and we will give you a Kindle copy right now. It is exactly what it says. We do like 14 different shoots. And we start from scratch, and it's a lot of fun. And it's the previous version was one of my best-selling books ever. In fact, I did a whole tour, a live tour based around it. This one's all using flash. So instead of using studio lighting, I show you how to shoot it, how to light it, and how to retouch it from beginning to end. So we're giving away a copy of that. We're giving away a copy of On One Effects 2023 plugin. awesome, awesome plugin. We are giving away a V-flat and a duo board, and these are for U.S. folks only. So if you're because they ship them to you, and they're big. Right?
Yeah.
But anyway, the
Yeah.
V-flats are hot. Everybody's loving them. They're like the biggest thing, and we've got them as a sponsor. Woo! So
Wow.
that's very awesome. I know, we're very excited. We have a discount code for you. Use Kelby10 at checkout, and you can get 10% off their stuff at vflatworld.com. Also, Imogen. Now, last week we had the guys from Imogen on, and they do this whole thing where you upload your photos and it edits them for you. It's really neat.
Really?
It helps you cull your images. It helps you edit it in your style, or you can choose the style of a bunch of famous photographers. If you're a new Imogen customer, you get 1,000 free edits. So it's pretty cool. So we're giving away all that stuff today. How do you enter? Just leave us a comment, but you got to tell us what you want to win. And Mark, you got something free today?
I do. I'm giving away a copy of my ebook called The Cycle of Creativity.
Oh, nice.
And I sent you the link to your phone there.
All right.
And if you want me to put it in the chat, I can. I don't know what the best way to do that would be, but
we'll bring it up here.
it's right on your phone.
Yeah, I see it, Mark, but this appears to be an adult website. This is
Well, there's certain things that are you gotta get around a couple of these barriers.
yeah, but once you're past them, there's a free book there for you.
Exactly.
All right. Okay, so I will figure out a way on the break how to do this. Oh, he also sent me a link to when I was out at Mark's house for the B&H gig out in Monterey. I went to Mark's house, and he's got a harmonica. Well, you saw his harmonica, and he has a guitar hanging on the wall. And he's like, "Do you want to jam?" I'm like, "Sure." We jammed it, and he taped it. He videotaped it. Awesome. So we're going to show that in a little while here. All right. Let's get to some holiday gift ideas. But Mark, thank you very much for making that book available. So Mark is a prolific photography author. And what I love about Mark is Mark really focuses on like the creativity stuff. He's not like use this f-stop. He's like the bigger picture kind of guy, and his stuff is terrific, and people love his books. So that was very nice of you to offer that. Thank you very much. And now, Vanelli, I'm going to go ahead and set you up. Now, Vanelli, I don't know if you know, but Vanelli is with Luminar. They also maker of great plugins. So let's go ahead, and I know in your gift guide is Luminar, so start with that. Just start with it.
No.
Start
I'm
with it.
going first.
Start with it.
But here, okay, in all seriousness, what do you do when you give a friend? A good friend who has it all. Beautiful wife, great children.
What do you give them?
I mean, think about this. An incredible career.
I give them a B&H gift card.
Incredible
An amplifier.
Incredible friends, loyal fans. No, seriously, I had to think about this for the gift guide. What do you do? And I'm talking about you, of course. So what I chose, Scott, is in your name and in Kaliber's name. I made a donation in your name to the Ukraine Foundation because, as you know, my colleagues are in the war.
All right.
So
thank you.
And it's validate. Here it is. Valid Ukraine, and you just check it out on their Facebook right here. So I made a donation in your name for that. That was
Well, thank you, V.
yes.
What a great gift.
What's phenomenal about this is the proceeds are going for medical, people that are being affected, the civilians that are being affected by the war, and not just the physical side, but also the mental side. If they need, counseling and things along those lines. Ivan Katana, our CEO, spearheaded it.
Oh,
we have
good.
over
I know
200,000 we've raised for this event. So
Well, what a great idea.
I want to give that to you too.
Well, thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
One more little surprise. Scott and Kaliber, you guys do so much in the community. So I gave a donation anonymously for one college or high school student to attend Photoshop World.
All right. Well,
So-
V. Good
Well,
man.
you've
All right.
done over 20 years we've been together.
Wow.
And just stuff that you do is just phenomenal. Scott's very humble, so he doesn't brag or boast about the stuff he does.
We can
so
boast for him.
That's just my way of saying thank you.
You're very kind. Thank you very much. Those are wonderful, wonderful gifts. Thank you very much.
Now, unfortunately, for those that don't have a friend like him, I do have another gift guide.
Let's go. What do you got?
I did, and if you don't have a friend like him, find one. But Replica. Have you seen this?
No, no.
Oh my God! So you and I are portrait and sports photographers.
Yeah, yeah.
You went off and did these friggin' incredible landscape stuff too. This year, I had to do something for Skylum on food photography. So of course we called Nicole Young. She wasn't available.
No,
So
Nicole's
they do it. And I'm thinking I'm going to eat the food.
Yeah, but
they
you
wouldn't
can
let me
shoot
do
anything.
sushi. So instead, look at this. You pick these back. Here it is, like the bundles. Here it is. So you pick something that you like. So let's say, you'll love this. Oh, look at this. Here, but I'll show you which one I grabbed. If I can't find it. Oh, right here. So I grabbed this one. Right? I like it. Well, now not only does it show you what it looks
That's
like.
nice. I like that.
Yeah, but then it shows you what bottoms go with.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. So I thought that was pretty cool. This right here.
Yeah,
is the
butcher
exact one I
block.
got.
Very nice.
So
Nice.
Look, it's got suggested pairings. That's
Exactly.
cute.
I know, because my brother's a chef and he sends me all these incredible food shots.
Yeah.
So last night I put cookies on here, store bought, and I sent this to him and I said, "Oh look, our nephew Michael made these cookies." He believed it. I was like, "What the heck?"
Wow.
But it looks so realistic.
You get
my
them at
sister
Publix?
asked, "Hey, what'd you do to your kitchen? It looks phenomenal."
Publix.
Publix, of
Yeah.
course.
What happened to the Publix bakery? It used to be so good.
Ours is still.
Is it?
Yeah, ours is real good.
Man,
I know
our
the
Publix
people.
bakery here is.
Yeah, I know the people.
Ah.
So, anyways, but look at this. So that's one I chose. But and these aren't that bad. They're like $79. You buy them as a bundle. But look at this. I am going to grab a couple for my favorite sushi restaurant and do a couple stuff for them. But overall, I thought that was
Well,
phenomenal.
that's a great gift. Now, so Finelli, believe it or not, you maybe not know this, but somebody's going to win one of those today.
Oh wow!
But not from that company.
Oh.
But from that's one of the things that V Flat World does.
Yes,
V Flat
exactly.
World makes these things.
Yep.
And we're giving someone's going to win. That's their duo boards. Look.
Oh, okay.
That's the backs
Awesome.
and
I
all that
didn't
stuff. See, they
realize
do
that.
the same kind of thing for food photography and product photography. So that's
Oh, so you beat me to it.
it's a great gift idea. It's a really great gift idea. And so if you don't win one today from V Flat World, you can go use that discount code, or you can buy from Vanelli's thing if you want to really diss our sponsor.
Well,
So
no, I'm
kidding. I'm kidding. I kid. I'm a kidder.
I love the guys
I'm a
that do
kidder.
that, and I love the fact that it's square.
Yeah.
And you fold them open. And I've done a lot of
Victoria
stuff.
Pavlov, Victoria.
Yep.
So Victoria uses the ones from V Flat, and she does stuff that you swear like
Wow.
like she's in some high end kitchen or something. Yeah, it's
Exactly.
amazing.
Well, I had no idea, and I'm glad you brought that out. I
Yeah.
had no idea V-flats make these kind of
Yeah.
things. And don't get me wrong, I like Replica, but just first time I used them, but my loyalty, I've used V-flats for years.
Oh, there you go.
And I had no idea they did this.
They do. That's their duo
And here I thought it was
boards.
going to be extreme. I
Yeah,
was
they
all
did V
excited.
flats first, and now they do those. Because once you start bending boards, it's only a matter of time. All right, Mark, give us a holiday gift real quick. What do you got?
Okay, everybody's got to have one of these. This is the DJI OM5, and what you do here is you hook your iPhone or your smartphone up to it, and it turns it into an incredibly cool gimbal, which has these controls right on it. Now you can shoot stills with it, but what you can also shoot is your videos. So if you're out
Nice.
and about and you want to make reels for your Instagram, or hey, look, you can shoot with your iPhone in 4K. We use this for our commercial work to get B-roll shots and that sort of thing. It's an amazing little tool, and it's priced at a crazy. It's like $139.
Wow.
Wow.
And it looks like a medical device.
It does have that
It
kind
looks
of
like a
appearance.
painful medical device.
Don't confuse this and use it for other purposes. I think that's the moral of that
I think
story.
that is the main message. That's
But
pretty good.
You got to get one of these and put it in your camera bag, carry it around with you. It'll change your whole world. And
Wow.
it's pretty awesome.
And that's from DJI, the people that make the drones.
Oh, well,
It is from DJI, and it's called the OM5.
All right,
You
the
get it at-
OM5.
Get it at B&H.
All right, we're off to a good start. All right, I've got one for you. Ready?
Okay.
All right, so what I have here is an interesting thing. So this is my old Canon R6. It is
Wow.
going to B&H today, hopefully. So why? So if you
Yeah.
have some gear that you want to get rid of, you can go to B&H and they will literally buy it from you. They literally will buy it. Now, there's a couple of other places that also buy used camera gear. But what I like about B&H is, number one, I trust B&H.
Yeah.
Number two is, if you go there, you tell them what gear you have, and it says, is it in good shape? And it asks you a couple of questions. Like it'll say, do you have the body cap? Do you have the strap? Do you have the manual? And every time you say yes, it adds more to their quote.
Gotcha.
And then they give you, and they go, this is how much we'll pay you. I'm not kidding, V. A guy that you and I know, a buddy of ours. I'm talking to him. He went mirrorless. And he's like, yeah, I'm keeping my old DSLR. And I said, why? When are you going to go back to your old DSLR?
Right.
And he goes, well, I might use it as a backup. And I'm like, don't you have a second mirrorless? And he's like, well, yeah. There's the site right there. You go at B&H. You click on used gear. If you look up in the top right corner, it says the word used, and there it gives you a quote, right? So, and you just tell it, like, what do you want to sell? And you type it in there. It's really super simple, and it gives you a quote. And if you agree to it, it goes, okay, print out your label and ship it to us. So that's what this is. It's all packed up.
Love it.
I have kept the box. Now, so when the Canon you're a Nikon guy, aren't you?
Yes.
All right. So when the Canon R6 II came out, I pre-ordered it. I wasn't going to get it. I was out at that gig in Monterey,
I heard that.
and Canon had a booth. Like, Canon had a booth, and they went over there, and I was talking to them. They know me, and they're like, hey, what's going on? Have you seen the R6 II? I'm like, no, I'm not going to get it. And here, hold it. I went.
It's the puppy dog clothes.
You got it.
That's a puppy dog look.
And Mark, listen to this. Well, you were at the show. Mark was at the show. So, Mark, did you notice that right next to the Canon booth, the next booth over was the B&H order desk, right there. So I went from them,
right next,
and
door.
I turned over to them, and I'm like, I need to pre-order the art. Here it is. Look. This is it. And this is on my gear guide. So on my blog on scottkelby.com, Monday, I put my entire yearly gear guide. I've been doing it for 17 years in Photoshop User Magazine. It's the cover story. Hey, but also, you can go download the entire December issue of Photoshop User. It's like 160 pages, packed with Photoshop and Lightroom tutorials for free. Just go to scottkelby.com, go to Monday to my holiday gear guide, and I put a link. It's also on lightroomkillertips.com, my other site. But hey, look, so right here, in here.
I love it.
In the box.
I'm impressed you're giving it away.
Stupid stuff. And it came in.
Have you used it yet?
This weekend. No, it's still, this is it. This is like it.
Okay, it still smells new.
I did charge the battery. That's as far as I've gotten. But this is the R6 II, and it's a little different. The body's a little different. It's got some different knobs and stuff, but it's the same, basic idea. But it's got new features. It's got more megapixels. It has a tracking mode for airplanes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it actually has a focus mode for tracking jets. It also has one for cars, because I shoot, sports and aviation and stuff. And so it's got a people tracking, it's got car tracking, it has motorcycle tracking, it has aviation tracking in the focus. So it's amazing. So this one goes away. And this one. So if you want to sell your stuff, just go to B&H, get a quote. My buddy, so he's not going to, we're on the phone and he comes to the realization, yeah, why am I hanging on to this old like D850 and these DSLR lenses? He sold $5,200 worth of stuff he's not even using. It was sitting on he's pulling stuff out he hasn't seen in years. And he goes, what do they give me for this lens? And they're like, oh, we'll give you $600. He's like, oh my gosh, they're going to give me, I haven't used this lens in 5 years. Like $5,200.
Amazing.
So he went and bought a whole bunch of new lenses for his mirrorless. So if you're sitting all that stuff, it's the holiday season. Let's go. Let's get rid of that stuff.
I realized this camera was when you took the picture of me like this in your book. Yeah. And now I'm hurt.
That's why.
I'm hurt.
That's a good pose.
I do have a great picture of Vanelli. I'll have to pull it up here in a minute. But all right. So do you have any more? Oh, you got more. What else you got? Now,
I have more.
Wait.
Of course, Skylum.
Where's your Luminar?
Of course, Skylum. Yep.
Yes, please tell us. Go
Luminar.
ahead.
Well, no,
Go ahead. Get it out of your system.
And we've talked about this before, because, think about it. Coming up through, And so I think it's comical when people start telling people, did you know Lightroom does that? Yes, I know what Lightroom does. I know what all of them do. I mean, I'm still a photographer. My choice, of course, is Luminar, not just because I work for the company. I used it so much, that's how I got to work for the company. I just love them to death. And being the director of education for them, I do show how to use our product with Photoshop and Lightroom, because we don't want to change someone's workflow. Changing a photographer's workflow.
Don't you do like a webcast every single day?
Yes, and actually, this is the funny part. We do a Luminar coffee break, which is actually airing right now at 1 o'clock. We brought all of those people over here to watch your show.
Let's go. All right.
So, but thank you, Scott. Yes. So I would definitely recommend Luminar Neo. Put that in your tools of choice.
It is a very good tool. I have it myself. It does some very unique things and does some things really well. You know what it does really, really well? And I go to it all the time.
I know what you're going to say.
It removes power lines.
Yes.
It removes, Mark, you can open a picture with power lines and it will recognize them all and flip and take them out. But can I tell you a really cool story, Mark?
Yeah.
So when I was in Scotland this summer with my buddy, a bunch of us buddies went out there and stuff. My friend shot one of those Scottish cows.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're called Scottish cows. Highland cows. I forget what they're called. But he shot him through a fence. I took it into Luminar Neo. It removed the fence.
No way.
It removed the fence.
I have to try this
out. It took the fence out, and it was just the cow. It took. Okay. Seriously, it's pretty neat. So while I do use on-one effects for my effects, there's some things that Luminar Neo does. This is really
people
good.
Always ask us that. I mean, well, now that you work at Skylum, does that mean you never use Photoshop? Photoshop is the graphics program.
It is. The whole world is built on it. If you see a picture, at some point it went through Photoshop. Any commercial use, whether it's
become a common verb to Photoshop, right?
I use it when I need text. Well, can't Luminar do that? No, I don't want it to. Let it do what it's meant to do.
Yeah, let it do its thing. But
and let Photoshop do its thing.
All right, Mark, give us another holiday gift idea.
All right. So this is a really cool thing. What this is this is a lavalier, which is a tiny little microphone, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
That you can clip onto yourself and make a recording, and it plugs into your iPhone.
Oh, wow.
Now here's what's cool about it. You can make videos with it and have good audio.
Is it wireless?
It is wireless.
Oh.
So you put this, you attach this to yourself, you plug this into the base of your iPhone, and you can use it for any audio purpose. Let's say you're making a podcast, or you just want to narrate a bunch of photographs. Whatever it is, you can carry it around with you, and it's this big. This is how big the case is.
The case is.
And it is called the Movo Edge TX.
Are you saying Movo, M-O-V-O?
MOVO Edge TX.
Ooh, nice. I like
and
that.
You can get either a single one or you can get two, like if you're going to interview somebody. And you've always got your audio ready to go. It's amazing.
Yeah, Mark, I carry a Rode, but it's wired.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, it's a pain in the butt.
It's a pain in the butt. This is wireless.
And you know what else is a pain in the butt about it? Is that it's a 20-foot cable.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you need like 3 feet, and it's 20 feet.
Oh.
It's a pain in the butt.
This is what plugs into the base of your iPhone.
Yeah.
Boom, like that. Okay, and that's what's receiving the signal. There's River, by the way.
Oh, River the dog. Oh, he's got the greatest dog. That dog and we bonded. I almost took him with me on the plane. I wanted to take River with me. That's the greatest dog.
She wanted to know when she can come visit, by the way. She was asking about
She's always welcome to visit. She would love my doggos. They would have a doggo good time.
A doggone good time.
They would. All right. V, holiday gift guide.
You know what? Well, the only other one I had was, it's funny, but I mentioned about gear for mine. I was thinking about, if you have gear, either donate it to a local high school or give it away. That was my...
Okay, that's not a gift.
I know, but it was a charitable gift.
Oh, you know what it is? You know what I hate about you? You're always thinking of other people. You're always trying to help.
What a bummer.
I know. No, Vanelli's one of the best guys out there. And this is not something new. He's always done this. He's got a big, big heart. For a champion martial artist who kills people for fun, he has a surprisingly big heart. You know,
That's why he has
if you
a big
go,
heart.
you can watch videos of V online just railing people. I've seen pictures of him in his dojo because for many years he ran his own school, and but he's a champion fighter, and you'll see him fighting one of his like third-degree black belts, and he destroys them. And I'm like, that's so mean. That's so mean. They're just
Right out of the Matrix.
You know what?
right?
What's weird is they're like 6 and 7 years old. I mean, they're black belts, but they're little kids, and he's flattening them. It's like that episode of Seinfeld. It's so sad. It's just awful. All right. Hey, Alex just said, hey, Alec, how you doing? Alec just said, I recently sold all my DSLR and lenses, and I now have an R3 and an R5 and some new of the RF, the mirrorless
Isn't that
lenses.
amazing?
Yeah.
Scott, you got me thinking I've got
know.
stuff that I should probably get rid of.
I
And you
know.
know, it's such a hassle to go through any other like sale thing, you know,
Go
put it
to
on
B&H.
Craigslist or
Go to B&H, dude. They're
All right.
You can trust them. And you know what? The nice thing is they give you a quote. And if you're like, hey, that's pretty good. My friend was very, very surprised at some of the good quotes that he got. He was really surprised. Hey, David Griffin says, Luminar tools look cool. So thank you, David. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, I've got some shout outs. Some folks, some friends of Vanelli are here. And then we're going to talk with Mark because we've got an interesting topic today, which is how to overcome the fear of getting your work out there into the world. A lot of people struggle with this. It makes you hold your breath every time you click share. So, and we'll talk about that with Mark, and we're going to talk about his new book. And we, of course, we got giveaways. Don't forget that. Drop your
Got all kinds
comments
of
and
stuff.
questions. And we'll see you guys in just a moment. Don't go away. We'll be right back with Mark Silber.
Hey, Eric Kuna here, and I'm here with the new Canon R7. We're taking this through its paces. We're out here at an air show. We're gonna put it through a real-world example, show you how this camera performs actually out shooting an event, right? This is what this camera is designed for. Peak action, we want telephoto, we want to be in on the action. We're gonna put this through its paces, figure out what it can do, what it can't do, any highlights it has. These are the type of images that you can produce with this camera. We're gonna see if there's any things that we need to address with it. And then we're gonna actually take it back into the studio and we're gonna go through all the buttons, all the dials, the menu system, explain what everything is so you're up to speed on how to make the most out of the Canon R7. So join me on this class on the new Canon R7 at kelby1.com.
Now, when you look at images, what is the first thing that draws your attention? The model, of course, right? But that shouldn't actually be the case. It should be the story, it should be the whole image. So in this class we're going to talk about using colors, but in many different ways. So not just simple gels, but we can also use, for example, split lighting. We're going to talk about something called smoke. We're going to talk about lens flares. And we're gonna talk about a lot more stuff that can help you guys out to bring more magic in your shots. We're gonna talk about a technique, and I'm gonna show you that. And when you combine all of those together, you probably get something that's way over the top. Learn to shoot with magic, and then just sparkle it around in your normal work. And you will find out that it will give you the edge over the competition without any doubt. I hope I don't get into trouble with the Magic Commission by giving you all these trade secrets.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by B&H Photo, the professional source since 1973.
Talking
It's
to it
crazy.
instead of-
Hey, we are back. I am making you a link to Mark's book here. I just made a bit.ly link because the one he sent me was a little long. This one's a little short, and what you're going to do is this. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to take a picture of the screen. Let me make it big.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
That's too big. Hang on. I got a little carried away. There we go. All right. So this is the link to go get Mark's free book. Now, when you go there, you can get the free book and download the ebook. But if you want to buy the print book, there's a link. You can go right to Amazon and pick it up. So
Exactly.
free ebook. But if you want the print book, there is a link there. I'm going to leave this up on a second while I give some shout outs. Andrew Kavanaugh is saying, "Hey, Vanelli, great seeing you." Sandy says, "Hi from I think that's Michigan. Hi." Judy says, "Hi from Wellington." Mercy is here from Ballesteros. Cagayan Valley in the Philippines. Good to have you here, Mercy. Alex here from a snowy Aberdeen. All right, Alex, good to see you. Susan's here from Oklahoma. Andres is here from a chilly Sweden. John's here from Maryland. Laurent is here from Cake Creek, Arizona. And Lisa is here from Colorado. Glad to have you guys here. Hey, hey, Mark.
Yeah.
Judy Wentworth Hobbs says, "I just realized Mark was at Optic West and led the sunrise walk." She said she had an awesome time, and,
Awesome.
it opened my eyes to see differently. She says, "Thank you, Mark."
That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You guys were out on the whaleboat and we were walking. It was unbelievable. The sun was coming up. The rain had come down. We had really beautiful skies. And
Oh yeah, it was a beautiful morning. It was a glorious. The weather was just glorious. So Mark lives out in the Carmel area where only extremely wealthy Americans live. Like Mark,
my neighbor, Clint Eastwood.
his neighbor is Clint Eastwood. Yeah, he's living a different life than the rest of us. That's why he can afford to give away free ebooks.
That's
He's
right.
like, yeah, I'll give away one of my books. What the heck? Oh, by the way, he lives up on a hill overlooking the ocean. It's beautiful. He has a beautiful home, and he's got such neat things in his house. Now, I sent a link over to Jason in our I don't know if he can play it, but there's a YouTube video of Mark and my blues jam, and I'm doing nothing. Mark's doing all the work. I'm just going dun dun dun.
Our
dun,
first
dun,
appearance.
Dun, dun, dun. I'm doing nothing. I'm just like I'm just.
Oh, no, you
I'm
were the-
basically
you were the-
holding a guitar, but Mark's over there. Well, he's like a blues man. So can you play that? Did you get that link I sent you, Jason? See if you can. Well, we'll see if all of a sudden you see me and Mark playing
We'll
the blues.
know that we can hear it. Otherwise,
And then-
we can put the link out.
But nobody in the studio is. Hold on, I'm trying to see one of our crew here. They don't have it.
Don't have the link?
He didn't get it. Oh well, that's sad. All right, hang on. Let
We'll
me tell
resend
Jason
it.
I sent it to his.
While you're doing that,
I
forgot-
texted him.
I did have one more gift guide.
Do your gift.
Yes,
You
and
go.
honestly, it's on education.
This is what it sounded like. No, that's the wrong end of
I
the
was going to do
harmonica.
Milli Vanilli.
And Scott, you were so good to provide me that blues rhythm. I mean, come on.
Dude, I was doing nothing. I'm playing blues in A, and he goes, "Can we play an A?" I'm like, "That's my key." Doesn't matter. On the guitar, it's like, "Hey, how about B flat? Okay, move up a half a fret. How about C? I'll move up another." Nobody cares. Guitars, it's not the blues, man. Hang on. I sent it to him twice. I don't know what else to. I'll email it to him this time. Here we go. So, Mark, now I'm going to email Jason.
Okay.
And while you're doing that, I'll tell you. Well, it was education. For those.
Do your thing.
Yeah, for those that are wondering what to give your photographer friend, feel them out on what they want to learn, and the gift of education is always good.
Absolutely.
Whether it's
That's the best gift ever.
best gift ever.
And honestly, we're over COVID, so to speak. So going to actual workshops, seminars, I think is very good right about now.
Yeah.
This way, you're getting interaction, the one-on-one. So if you think about it, just check out. And again, my father always said, measure your desires by what's in your wallet. So measure the gift by what's in your wallet. And if you can afford the more expensive ones, of course, send them. Less expensive ones are always a good hit too.
All right. Well, thank you, V. Hey, I think they've got it. I heard some.
We're actually gonna debut
I heard some
this thing?
music. Let's just see. This is the debut of the Blues Guys. We got it?
Oh,
Here we
there
go.
we are. We got audio?
I don't play acoustic guitar, but that's he had no amp, so.
You guys are in for a treat.
There's the electric right behind us. Look at those guys. You'd think we've been doing this for years, Scott.
That's Mark the Blues Man.
The blues man. Well, this is what I should do. If I'm true to costume here, this is what I generally walk around looking like.
Jay? My elbow.
I kept wanting to say, I left my old lady.
Yeah.
My dog done died too.
Well, the rest of it they can catch on YouTube, and we have an interesting discussion about music and photography and photographers.
It goes on for an hour and 45
Yeah,
minutes. So
we're going to be here all day, folks.
Yeah, we'll be here all day. I think
we can fade out.
Yeah, we
there,
can just
so-
fade it out. But anyway, it was an impromptu jam, and Mark says, "No, let's put up an iPhone," and
Well, no, I used my stuff that I just showed you.
he used the stuff that he just showed.
I used this device right here,
There you
right?
go. He's a blues man.
I had that ready.
Blues. Anyway, did you get that link from Mark's book? All right. Okay. So our topic is, and this is so Mark had this book Create. I
Yeah.
featured it a couple of years ago in my holiday gear guide. It's in this year's holiday gear guide as well. That's the book. He's holding it right there, Create.
Boom.
Mark has been on the show. He's been here in sunny Florida
That's right. Several times.
And so it's a terrific book, but he went back and updated the book, and he kind of changed the headline because
Yeah.
a lot of people, and with good reason these days on social media, have a
Yeah.
real fear about putting your art out into the world, right? So it's dicey, and Vanilla, you know and I know. The button says share, but it might as well say submit for critique.
Yeah.
Because-
Submit at your own peril.
All right,
you
so
know?
Mark, give us some ideas from the book of how do we deal with this stuff? Because we all face it, everybody.
Yeah. It's the number one thing that gets in the way. You know, it's like fear is the exact opposite of creativity. And it doesn't have to just be a fear of sharing your work. It's just the fear that goes along with putting yourself out there. Now, one of the things I did is I interviewed 12 really super creative people to find out their story, how they overcame barriers. You know, they weren't just born this way. They had to make it happen. And one of the people I interviewed is a fantastic photographer. Her name is Camille Seaman. She has, if you haven't seen her work, Google it after the show. She has got unbelievable accomplishments. She's a TED fellow, not just having done one TED Talk. She's a fellow. She's been published in National Geographic, Time Magazine, New York Times. She's a Stanford Knight Fellow. I mean, she is something. So she said the very first thing that you have to overcome, biggest barrier when you're putting yourself out on your creative career, guess what? Who's the first person you have to sell on your own work?
Your mom?
Not your mom.
Yourself?
Not your dog.
Yourself?
River is like, hey, she just will buy anything I've got.
She
The
will.
first person you got to sell is yourself. And she said the biggest thing that she had to learn was overcoming those voices that are saying, you're not good enough. What makes you think you can do this? You'll never make it. You know those little things that ricochet around in our head? That was her message. You got to learn to shove those away and overcome them. But Scott, I've noticed this in selling stuff. The first person you've got to get set straight is yourself. How many times have you undersold something or not put it out there because you didn't think it was good enough or whatever? So her message was, you got to know yourself. And she said, find out, and this is a really good exercise, take a whiteboard or a big sheet of paper, draw a line down the middle of it. On one half of the page or the whiteboard, write, what makes me happy? On the other side, what makes me unhappy? And really do this. She recommends this. Like, find out for yourself, what is it that sparks joy for you? And what is it that you dread, that you just don't want to do? Okay, well, some of those things we kind of have to do. I mean, there's certain things I don't like doing. I don't like shopping, for instance. I really don't. I'm not a good shopper. I contend that women view shopping as a sport.
Oh, God.
And men view it as it's something to get out of the way. I'll shop as short a period of time as I can. Whereas this is a huge generality. I'll probably get all sorts of flack for this, but I noticed, see, I'm putting myself out in the world.
Yep.
But as a generality, I see a lot of women take it as a sport. Like, how long can you make this last, this wonderful experience? But anyway, getting back to the point here of this little exercise, figure out for yourself, what is it that sparks joy? And I contend that as a creative, as a photographer, if you don't put your work out to the world, you're never going to be satisfied.
Awesome.
If it just lives on your hard drive, if it lives like in the old days in a shoebox or on negatives and you never share it with anybody, you're not putting out your creativity. That's the final step of what we call the cycle of creativity. So that's a big lesson right there. She said, know yourself. Find out what it is about you, where are you going? What is your goal? That's one way to, get rid of that fear thing. Because if you know what your goal is and you're willing to just endure, there are people, Scott, we know, and I put this in the book, there are people out there, it's hard to see this because it's pretty small, but the sign says, beware of vampires. There are vampires out there. A small percentage of the world cannot do anything, but they can shoot anyone down, right?
Yep.
And you gotta just kind of get over it. Just know that they're out there and go, well, I've fulfilled my quota. In a group of people, 20% of them will unfortunately be in this kind of negative zone where that's all they see is negativity. So don't focus on them. Look at the 80% of the positive. Those are your people.
I know,
right?
but Mark, that's such a hard thing.
I know.
Because you get 100, hey, it's a great shot. And you can't tell who said any of those. And someone says, I don't know, I think it's kind of meh. And you go, that's Bob Johnson from Albuquerque. Yeah. And you know exactly the day it had. That was September 14th where that guy went on and said that thing about my photo. It's very, very hard because I think we're wired to focus on the bad stuff, right? And it's very hard for us to believe the good stuff, right? Like the good stuff just goes whizzing by and the bad stuff slaps you in the face and it sits there and it keeps hitting you and popping you and oh man, it's very, very hard. And a buddy and mine talk about this, quite a bit because you'll put up a photo or something, and it makes you very hesitant.
Yeah.
Because you think, well, what happens if somebody's in a bad mood and they just go to town on you? And that happens. I mean, there's stuff that I've got sadly a million stories of when I've put up something and someone just says, you know what? It's time for me to take him down a peg, and they just roast me, and I'm like, I wish I'd never posted that photo. And you might have 800 likes or 1,200 likes, and you got this one guy that says, this is crap. This is absolute crap. And you're just like, I got to sell, like, how much will B&H give me for this new?
The brand new
Like, I got to get rid of this thing. But it's very true.
It's just,
I think we have a break coming up soon.
Well, don't. That's not for you, Vanelli. Don't look at that screen. That screen is not for you.
I'll tell you what.
That's not your screen.
Scott,
when I stepped down from
really
karate,
noticed.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, when I stepped down from karate.
Hang on, V's got a thing.
When
let
I
me
stepped
hear.
down,
We have a microphone though.
When I stepped down from competition, a reporter came up to me and asked, because typical, right? Oh, you're young, you're retiring. Oh, you're going to come back out against the old champions. I used the same quote I gave him years later for photography. I said, look, let me explain something. I've always appreciated the roar of the crowd, but I never allowed their applause of approval be a measurement of my success. My measurement of my success was me. And if I felt I did the best I could, and if it just happened to take me to the championship circle, then that was, icing on the cake. That was something my father and my brother John taught me. And I never had that feeling of wanting to get back out again. Because a lot of people, that's what happens.
Yeah.
You get out there and somebody, like for the longest time, they said to me, my first year I won the Triple Crown, my brother retired. And they said, oh, he's a champion because my brother was undefeated. Oh, his brother just stepped down and gave it to him. I had to battle that for 2 more years to finally win the crowd over.
So you won the Triple Crown?
3 years in a row.
I didn't even know you were into horse racing. Seriously?
Can you imagine a horse looking at me getting on top of a horse? They would
I would pay to see you.
that would be amazing.
but
I would
seriously,
pay to see Vanelli the jockey.
It took 10 years later to be put in the Karate Hall of Fame.
Wow.
But it took that long, and I kept saying, you know what, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, oh well. Photography, same thing. If I love that photo, now, don't get me wrong. I do have a trusted voice. You, Cabesi, there's a few others that are my trusted voice. If Cabesi looks at one of my things, it says, what the heck, you're such a rookie. I take it down right away.
Yeah, but he's mean.
Yeah, I take it down right away.
Cabesi can be very mean.
But no, he did something very, very good for me. I didn't style a shoot. He goes, who's this Dr. Rosita? He just looks like a good-looking guy, a muscle guy. Who is he, a boxer? What is he? You didn't style the shoot. I took it down that moment. I was in the movie theater. I left the movie theater, and I happened to be in Publix, and I ran into one of my black belt, one of my little girls, and I said...
And you decked her.
No, I said, aren't you a hockey player?
Bam.
She goes, yeah, go get your hockey stick. Let's do a photo shoot. And we used the hockey
styled
stick.
it, yeah.
And so I sent it to Cabesi. He goes, there's hope for you. There's hope.
Yeah, that's really motivating. This is exactly why I don't send any of my work to Cabesi. But Mark, what you were saying though is so true. I'm always trying to tell photographers, you have to have a portfolio. You have to have a portfolio. You have to have, and there are some famous photographers that do not have a portfolio, and they use their Facebook page as a rolling port. That's not it.
It's not a portfolio. One of the things I recommend in here is don't make a website or don't put a portfolio together with 300 photographs. Nobody's going to look at that.
No. They
will just go, they'll get bored, like take your top 10 and that's your portfolio.
Yeah, because I say, and then Jay and a couple of people are like, hey, it's 24 photos. But if you ever look at somebody they're like, you're sitting there and they're going through your website, they never get through 24.
No,
they never get to
10
the
is
end.
the magic number.
You better stack that deck with the best ones up front.
What you do is you put your top 10, and as you
and then trash after that.
Okay. Yeah, just don't even put And as you progress, just keep making that the top 10.
Right.
You go, that one isn't so good anymore. I'm going to take that
So this
off.
is what I do. I put 10 of my best photos, then I put 10 or 12 of Vanelli's photos, and then I come back with one of mine at the very end, so you leave with a good impression.
Now that's a pro tip.
That's how I stack it.
This is
right?
a pro.
Well, no, I looked at your portfolio on SlickPick.
Oh, it's SlickPick.
That's another good one.
Wait, that's a great gift idea.
Yes.
SlickPick. All right, so they used to be sponsors of the show. They're not anymore, but my portfolio is on there, and I love SlickPick. So SlickPick is one of the only places out there where they actually created their portfolios for photographers.
Exactly.
Not for artists, not for illustrators, not for commercial. They're like, they build it, and they will actually build it for you.
Exactly.
So you can buy a version of theirs where their designer will sit and go, what do you want? And they'll do it. But honestly, their stuff's pretty easy. So I built my own, but their stuff is great. Their stuff is great. I love SlickPick. If you want to get somebody a really good gift, get them a SlickPick portfolio. And if you really love them, if it's like a family member, get them the one where they build it for you.
That's pretty cool.
But you got to get your work out there. And it is, I'm going to tell you, it is, when you are going to hit the post button, there's going to be a pucker factor.
And just
your
let me
colon
tell
will
you a
shrink to the
story.
size of a dime before you
tell a
press
story.
that button.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, don't tell the story until after the break.
Okay.
So that screen over there, that's my screen. This is your screen. This is your screen. That's my screen. My screen says it's break time. You don't go to break. I go to break. I'm never having Vanelli on here. Well, I can't say that because I need his 10 photos for my portfolio.
Yeah, you're.
We'll be right back. Don't go away. We got Mark. We got V.
We got fun on
You
the
should
way.
love V flats. You're V. V flat world. That's where.
What if you could hire an extra set of hands just to deal with editing your photos? And what if this assistant was thinking and editing exactly like you? With Imagine, this is not a distant dream. Introducing your new personalized AI Lightroom Classic editing assistant. It analyzes your unique editing style down to the very last detail and applies that style instantly and uniquely to every new photo from your Adobe Lightroom catalogs. Whether it's color correction, cropping, or straightening, Imagine's AI assistant knows what needs to be done based on your previous edits. The AI constantly learns your unique point of view and improves. With just a few clicks, Imagine edits your photos in your personal style faster than ever. It takes less than half a second per photo at all volumes. Now you can finally have the time to scale up your business and win back free time. In addition to creating your own personal AI profile, you can also use one of our pre-built talent AI profiles if you are uncertain about your unique style or just want to explore the signatory styles of leading photographers. Your new AI assistant is here to deliver. Achieve amazing results right from the first frame and maintain the highest level of precision in each and every photo. Starting at only a few cents per photo, you get fantastic value for your money and save hours of work. So say goodbye to hours of tedious manual editing and to presets that distort your photos and underdeliver. And say hello to the future.
I'm Karen Hutton. Join me as we go chasing fall color in the eastern Sierra Nevada mountains of California to make amazing images of this incredible time of year. I'm going to share with you everything I can come up with out of my years of experience photographing this incredibleness in this beautiful part of the world to hopefully save you some time and energy when you want to shoot the glorious colors of autumn wherever you are in the world. I'll share tricks like understanding how fall color starts at the highest elevation and works its way down and what that timing is all about. We'll talk about planning, we'll talk about preparing, we'll talk about gear, we'll talk about lenses, the actual nitty-gritty about how to shoot some of it, as well as how to tell a story, how to walk away with a book of your experiences, how to use color play. We'll talk about the detailed shots, the mid shots, the big epic shots. We're going to share a lot with you, and I'm not holding anything back. So join me for my latest class and best adventure ever at kelby1.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Canon.
You're going to see your friend Scott.
Hey, we are back, everybody. Scott's here. Vanelli's here, sitting in for Kuna. Where's Kuna? Ready?
And
Kuna.
River's here.
Kuna is on a secret project.
Secret mission.
Oh, yeah, he's on a secret mission. There's River the dog. River.
River, you got to look that way. Camera's over here.
River wants to look at you and love you.
Yeah, she's like, I don't get this.
She's a love dog. I love River.
You guys are killing me. I'm watching you,
River, look this way.
him, and
let's
Skip Cohen just falling in love
Yeah,
with
River's a
puppies.
very handsome dog. But River's kind of big if you're going to pick River up.
She's a babe.
There you go.
There she goes.
Oh, River. That's a sweet doggo right there, buddy.
That's a good doggo.
That is a sweet doggo.
He's a good doggo.
All right, we got some
Gotta have a
comments.
dog.
We got some comments here.
All right.
LD Grace, which I believe is the famous Larry Grace, says, great discussion today. Great job, guys. Greg Beyer says, I am laughing at this conversation. Keep it up.
Yeah, I'm the
Jody
victim
says,
here.
I'm learning so much. Thank you. You guys are amazing. Thank you, Jody. Very
Woo,
kind.
I love it.
And
you know,
Bill-
the thing is,
Yeah, you have a story. You said you have a story.
I have a story. You know, the book isn't just about your mindset. I just want to let you know that. There's a lot of strategies and tools that you can use to get your creativity out. But we're kind of on the subject of your mindset. One of the people I interviewed was a good friend of mine, Chris McCaskill, who is the co-founder of Smug Mug, which, by the way, is
Smug Mug is great.
It's awesome, right? Now, Chris, here's the thing. Chris told me this story once. I was doing a workshop with him, and I almost couldn't believe it, so I had to interview him. He grew up homeless on the streets of Oakland, California.
Wow.
Rough. Homeless, living under a bridge as a kid. He was rescued, ended up going to high school, and he said every day, listen to the rest of his career. He ended up getting an MBA at Stanford, working for Steve Jobs, and became a serial entrepreneur. This is a kid that was homeless living under a bridge. And what he said was, because of that, where he came from, everything, every day he appreciated. You know, kids in his high school class would just do their normal thing, like going out and getting an ice cream. He said that was like a major experience. Getting on a bus and going on a ski trip, everything became a point of gratitude. And that's a mindset.
It is. It's a wonderful mindset. A life lived with gratitude is you know, it's I think it's the key to happiness.
Isn't it?
If you're happy with what you've got. Now, you know, Mark was mentioning shopping earlier, right? Do you know why he doesn't like to go shopping?
People recognize him?
No, well, yeah, people recognize him as a blues man.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. I just get inundated.
When he decides he wants to go shopping, right? All right, first off, he has to call his butler, bring the cars around. Then he has a fleet of Rolls Royces, and it's like a whole thing. The police have to stop the traffic lights.
I've got to wear sunglasses and a
security.
He should do an audio book, shouldn't he?
You know, you should do an audio. Have you ever done an audio book?
His voice is so
I have audio. This is an audio book.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh.
It's not my narration, but it is an audio.
No, it should be your narration.
No, you have the voice for it.
You got the voice for it.
Well, I'm flattered.
You got the dog for it.
Yeah.
I mean, she can be in the background giving her like comments.
She's got the dog. All right.
She's a talker. Anyway, that's your mindset, but you got to have the tools. And I give you those tools, and that's really important. There are tools to creativity. Creativity isn't just something, you know, you have or you don't have. It's like Photoshop, right? You can say, oh, I don't know how to use Photoshop. Well, did you study anything on it? Well, not really.
You weren't born knowing it. Yeah,
you
have to learn
didn't wake up
it's
like,
a skill.
Scott Kelby knows how to do it instinctively, right? I mean,
No, I had to learn it. I remember sitting in front of it for the first time thinking, I will never learn this. This is very complex.
No kidding. Well, you know who I learned Photoshop from?
Who?
Scott Kelby.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that guy.
I mean, he's amazing. The guy's so freaking generous
I
with
could
his
listen
knowledge.
to him all day long.
I agree.
Love
It's
that
just,
guy.
you know, if it
Amazing.
isn't Scott, you should be listening to Mark Silber. And if
Oh.
it's not one of those two, you go to Vanilli.
You go to Vanelli. Yeah, that's where you get your picks from.
And then
You were like this, and now I'm over here again?
Yeah, no, you're back. You're
I'm
in the
back
mix.
over here
You're
now.
in the
Okay,
mix. You're there. All right. So, hey, I just want to say a couple things. First off, Mark, where can people find this book?
Well,
Create.
it's super easy because that link that you've got there has the link to Amazon right in it.
Oh, nice.
So you're going to get your free book, but then you go, boom, it'll take you right to Amazon. That's the wrong edition, by the way.
Oh, that's the old edition.
That's the old one. We want the 2022 version.
Yeah. Well, that's you know what it is. The guys in our control room, they drink a lot.
It's the drinking. When they start at 10
I go
a.m.
by there and there's like bottles and stuff on the desk
I
and the
know,
controller. They're hammered most of the time.
24 over.
So that's, but give them a few minutes to sober up, and maybe we can get the 2022 up there. All right, but you could go to Amazon. You could search for the book Create. You can search for Mark Silber. Either one of those. You can search for River the dog, and it will also lead you there.
She has her own Instagram, by the way.
Does she?
Yes, Miss River Pup.
Oh, Miss River Pup. That's so sweet.
She works on it a lot. She's a pretty dedicated Instagram user.
Oh.
But she handles that. The stuff that we talk about with dogs, it's really easy. They just bite you. So imagine if somebody gave you some BS and you could just turn around and growl and bite them.
Well, Vanelli does that.
Yeah. See, that makes life a lot easier. It's really cut and dried.
You ever see the size of Vanelli's hands? They're
Let me
just
see.
they're giant. They're just like if they hit you,
like
it covers your
shovels
whole
here.
head. It's like one hit, and you're boom. It's
I know.
awful. It's very, very awful. In fact, you and I met at a martial arts convention, didn't we?
Yeah, well, actually,
See, 2022. Now you're on the right page.
Adobe.
That's it, right there. 2022.
There it is. All right, that's the right version.
That's the right version.
Make sure you get the 2022 version.
That's right.
And it's a wonderful book. I have a copy myself. I have a signed copy, by the way.
I know.
With a paw print on it as well.
Oh.
And look, it arrives before Christmas. Actually, you can have it like by Friday. So
Hey, by the way, this is a great gift because we all know people who need to up their game as creatives, right?
oh yeah, and it looks more expensive. The book looks very expensive.
It
Like,
is an
looks-
expensive book.
Yeah.
I actually worked closely with my publisher to bring the price down. It was originally, it actually retails at $29.
Whoa, that's a good deal then.
So you're getting it at a discount, guys. I mean, I really worked on this thing because I didn't want to charge you $28.
Well, you know why? Because he doesn't need the money. For goodness sakes, he lives in Carmel. He goes shopping in a fleet of Rolls Royces. He does not need the money. And he can't say anything. Look, he's not arguing. He's not like, no, I do. I need the money. He's just like silent.
Well, I got to give it to my butlers. They need a little bonus, and
They do.
Hey,
what are those over your shoulder? What are those Emmys?
Those are Telly Awards.
Telly Awards. Well,
Yeah.
how nice.
And there's my YouTube thing,
And there's a YouTube award.
and there's my Leica M2. See, I keep my old cameras. I'm never going to sell those, but that's not what you're talking about. You're talking about that DSLR that doesn't have any cool factor left. I mean, that Leica will always be cool, right?
Yeah, Leicas have their own special magic thing. I don't know what it is. All right, we're over time, but I just want to mention to you guys watching, we're gonna get some winners here. We're gonna take a short break. When we come back, we've got lots of stuff to give away today. We've got, of course, Mark's free book.
Yeah, get that thing.
Get that thing. And we have Kuna, who's vanished out into the wild out there on some secret project, probably
The Kuna Man.
Probably some military secret thing. He's probably like a Navy SEAL by now. Anyway, when we come back, we're going to wrap things up. Stick around, Mark. We're going to wrap things up here in just a minute. Don't go away. We're live here. It's Wednesday on the Grid. Let's go.
I come home from a trip or an event, I share the images online, right? I share them in a particular way that every time I do it, I get emails, I get comments, and I get stuff on social media, people saying, what software are you using to share this story? It looks phenomenal. It's the storytelling medium that is so great. It makes your photos look fantastic and lets you wrap your story around it. It's called Adobe Express, and I made a class on it. It's an entire course. It's short because it's so easy. Adobe Express itself is free. If you're going to sign up for Adobe Express, go ahead and put some images together, come with me and follow along in the class. When the class is over, your Adobe Express page is up and running, and you're going to do it in no time at all and be blowing people away with the presentation. And you know what? It's all about the presentation. So come and check out my brand new course on photo storytelling with Adobe Express.
Hey guys, I'm Tuvi, and I'm going to show you two really cool products that we at VFlat World sell. So the first one is our Duo boards, which are double-sided, hyper-realistic backdrops for food and product photographers. They come in two sizes. This is the larger side. We have all different types of textures and designs. These are some of the new ones that came out recently, and they also, there's a bag option available for them. And our other product, which is what we actually started the company with, it's called a V-flat. It's a foldable V-flat, and it's used for portrait and studio photographers to control light on their subjects, to either add light with the white side or use the black side to subtract light, or even block like an unwanted window light coming in.
This segment of the grid is brought to you by Platypod, the world's most compact tripod base.
No, we are back, everybody. We're just giving Mark some heat on the break there. We're talking about him taking bags of money and lighting them on fire and throwing them in the air, which is what they do a lot in California. Anyway,
we do a lot of that.
Hey, Gabby says, I can't wait to read the holiday gift guide in the magazine this year. Yeah, the magazine is out, but you can get a free copy of Photoshop User Magazine. Go to my blog, scottkelby.com, or go to lightroomkillertips.com. And on Monday, I put the PDF up there, the entire magazine, not just the gear guides, the whole mag, so you can check it out. And we do it every month for Kelby One members. It is a Photoshop User Magazine subscription, comes with your membership. And you know what? If you're thinking, man, maybe I should give a Kelby One membership as a gift, and they would get Photoshop User Magazine. Yeah, there's my blog, and there's the cover of the magazine. And there's a link right there. It says download the entire PDF, but I have all of my gifts here. Hey, just scroll down the page, and we'll do a 30-second gift guide. So this thing right here is the Pocket Tripod Pro. It fits in your wallet, and it's a tripod for your phone. And
wow,
it's
that's
amazing.
cool.
Lens cleaners from Hoodman. Those are the ones I use myself to clean my lenses and my laptop screen. What's next? What is that? Mark Silber's book, Create. What? Right there. Right there. Get it on Kindle or Paperbook right there. Paperback. And then we've got the Even Longer app, which lets you do long exposures on your iPhone. Vanelli, you can do a 5-minute exposure. You can do a 7-minute exposure. If you got some Android phone like Vanelli has, you have no hope. All right. Moving on. You can get it. The ultimate gift is a B&H photo gift card, which is what I thought Vanelli was setting me up for earlier.
Yeah, that's cool.
These are stocking stuffers, right? Roller gaffer's tape.
I need gaffer tape.
I do not know a photographer who doesn't love gaffer tape. Then some business cards from Moo. So
nice.
You get
that was a good idea.
And this is a really cool book. This is a book on portfolio development by William Neal.
Oh.
I read this book, Mark, when I was out in Monterey with you.
You did.
I read this book. I got the ebook version of it. I read it while I was out there, and it's really, really good. It's how to develop your portfolio, but it's almost like a workshop, because you're supposed to kind of do it with the book as you're going, In fact, it's called the Photographer's Portfolio Development Workshop. It's very, very good. Keep going, keep rolling. Here we go. This baby, the Arnecock, bad name, metal phone tripod holder. You mount it, stop laughing. I lost V on that one. If you say anything that rhymes with a bad word, V is like, it's like saying it in front of a 9-year-old. Anyway, it's the Arnecock. It mounts on your tripod, and it'll hold your phone. Next, batteries. You don't know a photographer who doesn't want more spare batteries. Just buy them a couple of batteries, throw them in their stocking. They will lose their mind. All right, next, this puppy right here, the Black Rapid 10-year anniversary strap. I love, love, love my favorite camera strap of my whole life. It even has a little sleeve on it that goes on the strap to hold an extra battery. All right, next, what do we got here? The DxO Nik collection. So they bought Nik and they've updated their plugins.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff.
Really very good stuff, and they've been around forever. They've got great stuff. Next is Topaz's AI Sharpen. Dude, that sharpening plugin is our secret weapon. Kuna and I swear by it. Then right after that, On One Effects 2023. It is a Lightroom and Photoshop plugin. It's awesome, and that's you can see an effect I put on one of my own photos right there. Moving on, this stuff is value gear. It's the new Platypod Extreme. It's extremely awesome. The Think Tank Photo Turnstile, that's the bag that I use.
Oh, those are awesome. I almost brought that, I was almost going to mention that as my gift idea.
Oh, dude,
that's
I love
so
that.
Cool.
Oh, it's the greatest. Then you've got the Sense Labs new tablets. So Sense Labs has taken the world by storm. They are some folks that used to work at Wacom. Oh, wow. Went over and they're all working over there at Sense Labs, and they're making some incredible tablets at incredible prices. And I say to get the small one because the larger ones are too big. Not just theirs, but anybody's tablets. External hard drive. Get an external hard drive. Everybody needs one. I've got that 2 terabyte one that you see right there. Keep rolling. How about some memory cards from our friends at Alexar? Now, this is a disclaimer. I'm an Alexar Pro Elite photographer thing. So I'm one of their ambassadors, so I'm giving you a heads up. But anyway, let's roll on. Bay Photo. Send somebody one of your prints. Literally, send them a print.
We love Bay Photo.
All right. Bay Photo is amazing. Now,
we love them.
You can also go buy one of my fine art prints. Now, I had 4 for sale. There's only 2 left. So you can go to yellowcorner.com, which is a very big, famous 84 art galleries around the country. 2 of mine are sold out, so there's only 2 left. But you can go buy one of my prints and hang it in your home. And it shows you an example of what it looks like. How about the Peak Design tripod? I might get this for myself for Christmas. Somebody had this on my workshop, Vanelli, in Tuscany. Have you ever held that thing?
Very light.
Dude, it's super light, and I love the way it sets up and tears down. And I think I might get the carbon fiber one. It's not cheap, but I'm going to ask my friend Mark for. He's money laying everywhere.
Yeah, I'll just throw money at it.
Oh yeah, there you go. Next, how about some lenses? Get an 85 f1.8.
Oh,
not an f1.4, not an f1.2. They're super expensive. They're super heavy. Get a 1.8.
Yeah.
Why? Because it looks the same. All right. Now, these next ones are expensive. These are, I call it my cha-ching ones. Get the Case 77 millimeter Sky Eye Professional magnetic filter kit.
Oh, those are cool.
They are super cool. When I was in Tuscany on my workshop, when I was in Prague, every student had this but me. I had to go borrow stuff.
And you're screwing in and unscrewing.
Yeah, and they're snapping them on. Oh, you want a 3X? Oh, you want a 10X ND? And I'm like, I want one of those. They are not cheap. It's like $300 for the set, but it's really, really nice.
Think of the hassle you avoid.
All right. How about gravity backdrops? That's me. That's one of my shots with some gravity backdrops behind it. So, you know how you...
And they photographed you in that picture.
That is me in the dress, yep.
Yeah.
So, Gravity sells hand-painted backdrops for what you would normally rent them for. So they're really great stuff, and everybody's using them. That's another one of that just kind of blown up. How about a Canon Image ProGraph? The Pro 1000 printer is still amazing. You can make 17 by 22 prints. They're just absolutely gorgeous, and you can do rolls and all that. How about the new DJI Mini Pro 3? It's a tiny one. Terry White has this one. This is not one of mine. I don't have this one, but
check it out.
That thing is phenomenal. It sits in the palm of your hand, and you know what Terry said about this, V? He said, if you went to a checklist and said, here's everything that I want in a drone that DJI doesn't do, it's like they checked off every single thing. And it's small and lightweight, and it's exactly the size and weight that does not have to be registered to fly it.
Isn't that
amazing? Don't have to
amazing?
be licensed. They specifically made it to where it's under that limit. Next, right, Canon R6 mirrorless 2, boom. Okay, now you can also buy stuff from us. You can buy swag. We have all kinds of Kelby One swag and mugs and stuff, and all of the swag. If you buy swag from us, all the money goes to all the profits go to the Springs of Hope Orphanage in Nakuru, Kenya. So we don't make any money off the swag. You can't get somebody a Kelby One Pro membership. Should you do that? Absolutely. You can also buy my book, How Do I Do That in Lightroom, or you can buy my iPhone photography book, which is right now my #1 best-selling book. Is that
I love
crazy?
it.
All right.
I believe it.
So that's the quick gear guide, and we are so out of time. Mark Silber, thank you for being on with us.
Always my pleasure.
Thank you for
Scott.
bringing your special guest, River. You know we love River, the super dog. Don't forget, right now while you're thinking of it, go to Amazon, get Mark's book, Create, the 2022 edition. And it makes a great gift.
This is on number one on
it.
your gift list right
Number
there.
one on the gift
Yeah.
list. Number one. It was actually,
Absolutely.
It was number
and
3.
if you get
on
it,
mine.
I will even send you these free Post-it notes.
River's happy.
Oh, she's like, Dad, you can't do that. Why
All
are
right.
you making that?
Okay, we got some winners real quick. Here we go. All right, hey, Bill Mitchell said, great gift guide. I finally ordered the Black Rapid strap. Bill, you are going to love that strap. It is the best strap I've ever had. Love it, love it, love it. All right, we got some prize winners, and then we're going to have to roll. The Platypod Ultra, congratulations to Craig Piffer. So, Craig, thank you and congratulations. The travel photography book is going to Kevin Leduff. The How Do I Do That? No, I'm sorry. This would be, well, I guess it says How Do I Do That in Lightroom. I thought it was going to be my Light It, Shoot It, Retouch It book is going to Gail King. On One Effects is going to John Unser. A V-flat, a full V-flat is going to Sandy
Wow.
Bozazak. I'm sorry if I'm saying that. Bozarok. If I'm saying that wrong, Sandy, I probably am, and you know I am. Sorry. But so, Sandy, good. Congratulations. Congratulations to Chuck LaChance. You're getting one of the Duo Board XLs. All right. And, I already mentioned, if you're an Imogen customer, you get your first 1,000 AI edits done for you for free. All right.
Wow.
Vanelli, where can people go see your Instagram and learn more about you and all that stuff?
Yep. No, well, Vanelli and Friends, VanelliandFriends.com. It's my slick pick website. And of
Is
course,
there?
Yep. And then
And where can they go learn about the company that you work for, Luminar?
Yep. Skylum.com. And then you can check out Luminar Coffee Break Monday through Friday.
Every day, Vanelli's on there. You could spend quality time with Vanelli every day. Make it a part of your life. I've made it a part of my life, and I've never been the same. Now, hey, for those of you who are going to Mark's website to download the free one, so what it is it doesn't need a username and password. It just needs your name and an email address for him to send the download link to you. So when you go there, just pop it in there. He'll send you the book, and away you go. Is there anything else that I am forgetting? We're here next week. I think we still have another show. Mark, great seeing you. Thank you for joining us.
Awesome to see you.
You're a good
Thank
blues
you, Scott.
man. You're a blues man, baby.
We're going on the road soon, folks.
We're
Just
taking
stay
the show
tuned.
on the road. We're putting the band back
You
together.
better watch out, because Ticketmaster will sell those tickets faster than you can save
I know they will.
Scott Kelby.
And there'll be a controversy right afterwards.
$20,000 a piece.
Great seeing you. Thank you for being on the show today and standing in for Mr. Kuna, the gallivantatious Kuna. And thank you for wearing the Luminar shirt. Can we just close in on him again? Notice how strategically it's placed.
Wait, Scott.
Okay.
Oh, he's got another Luminar shirt under it. Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Double.
I thought the show was about to get an R rating. I'm glad it was just another. I thought this thing's going in a place where I don't expect it to go. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to my cast and crew here hanging out with us. Thanks to V. And we'll see you guys. And just remember, the V in V flat stands for Vanelli. Take care, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.